The CEO of Midjourney has made a bunch of big announcements recently. If you don't know, and I highly recommend you follow him because it's kind of one of these interesting things. The news all reports everything happening in Midjourney, and if you ever wonder where they get it from, it's literally all coming from these like office hours. So the CEO of Midjourney is actually David Holtz. You can follow him on X. He's fairly active. And then he posts, I think through his Discord, he does like office hours on Discord and, updates us on all the latest things and all the announcements that they're working on. So what I wanted to talk about today, though, was some of the big updates. There's a couple things. Number one, Midjourney is getting personalized models. So they're actually going to be personalizing the outputs you have based off of your own your own specifications, kind of like what ChatGPT did earlier. And I'll go into that a little bit more. The other thing that they're doing is that they talked about the fact that they're going to be dropping V7 before this summer. So within the next 1 to 3 months, a whole new version of Midjourney that's going to have a lot of exciting stuff. And then finally, he promised that by the end of the year, we're going to have video creation, which, knowing Midjourney and how, legendary they are when it comes to image creation, this is going to be huge. So let's get into all of this. The first thing I really wanted to talk about here was this personalization element. This is kind of the most tangible thing. They're going to be rolling this out in the next couple weeks, so you're not going to have to wait a month or months like a lot of the other features. And essentially what this does is it's going to give you the ability to enable or you can enable or disable this feature, so you can use it if you want. But essentially it's going to be the default setting in this next V7 that they're going to be releasing. And essentially it's going to allow you to personalize the style. So up until now, pretty much what this means is like on ChatGPT, you have the ability to go and put in custom pre-prompts pretty much. It's called like customize your model, but essentially what they're allowing you to do is to go and like put some sort of prompt that goes ahead of all of your other prompts. An example of this that I personally use is that on ChatGPT, I have a prompt on there that's like, avoid fancy jargon, write normally, you're forbidden to use complex English words, you're going to be penalized and fined $1,000 if you use a word from this ban list. I then have a ban list of just like really, really silly words that ChatGPT uses, like tapestry and dazzle and embark and journey. And like, I know it sounds funny, like telling it can't use these words that might be normal, but like when I'm trying to get it to like write a piece of content for me and it's like the AI model we're creating has a tapestry of incredible. I'm just like, come on, like just please talk like me, talk like a normal person. So this is what I use on ChatGPT. This is going to be something similar to what they're going to be embedding into Midjourney. And so the ability here is that you're going to be able to essentially say like, typically I want my images in an ultra realistic style. I want them to be like modern, but trendy. I want them to be, so like you can have all this kind of pre-prompts. Now you can disable this if you don't want it, but this is really, really cool. And actually the results from the study that they're essentially doing of, people testing this out seems pretty good. I was looking at a recent article on the Decoder about this, and they said that explicit instructions in the prompt are prioritized so that personalization only affects the unspecified elements. In internal tests, 95% of participants rated the personalization or the personalized versions as significantly better than the standard Midjourney models. Okay, so people that are using this feature are loving it. Like 95% of them are loving it. And specifically what I think is interesting here is when we start actually talking about like what this is, it's interesting to me to find out how Midjourney actually processes prompts. One thing I found out while like looking at this new feature is that essentially if you ask it to generate a picture, so if you're just like generate a girl in Japan standing in a boat, right? I don't know, whatever. There's so many things that are like left unsaid in that. It's like, well, what time of day is it? What like mood is it? What like, is it a photograph or is it a watercolor? Is it? And so there's like, so often there's what people are calling like Midjourney style art. Is where it's like, it looks like a very specific style. And that is because if you don't specify what like style or mood or temperature, like all these different like variables, Midjourney just has a default that they assign it to. So essentially what you're doing is you're now changing those defaults to your own personalization settings or, what your preference is. So in my opinion, this is really cool. This is going to start making these models a lot more personal. And I think this is going to be a lot more useful. So I'm very excited about this. The other thing that is really exciting here is that version 7 of Midjourney, which is going to have a bunch of updates, and really the quality and precision of the images is going to be a lot higher. It's on track to be released in 1 to 3 months. This is really exciting. And then finally, the big thing that everyone is really excited about is the fact that we're going to be getting a video model coming very soon. So a lot of people actually say that with this whole personalization element, it's not as good as, something, for example, that you would find over on, let's say like Dolly. A lot of people are saying Dolly is kind of like the best place to, I don't know, for image generation. Personally, I actually think Midjourney is still better for image generation. I've tried both of them a lot. Dolly definitely does have it's definitely got some like incredible images. It does a really good job. Now, the one thing that people are saying, so this is going to be the next version of Midjourney that's going to fix this. What a lot of people are saying is like, for example, if you go to Dolly and you say, close up photograph of a hermit crab nested in wet sand with sea foam nearby and the details of its shell and texture of the sand, right? Like if you said that, there's still a lot of things that you're not like giving it information on. But it's really good at understanding what you want and doing exactly that. Midjourney is a little bit less. You have to be a little bit more precise. There's like specific jargon or words or keywords that you got to put into a Midjourney prompt to get it to do that. And so Midjourney is going to be trying to copy essentially what OpenAI is doing with Dolly 3, where like it's going to be able to guess kind of what type of image you want to generate, even if you don't have all of those words in the prompt, which traditionally Midjourney has not done. So I think this is going to be an interesting development that we're going to be seeing very soon. Apparently, another company that they're saying is really good at this is Ideogram. I personally haven't used Ideogram a lot. It's really interesting. It's an interesting company, but yeah, apparently Dolly 3 and Ideogram are two great companies that are doing this. I'm super curious to see, what this looks like once Midjourney rolls it out. But all in all, with the personalization features, the video features, everything coming soon, Midjourney is an incredible platform. Highly recommend using it. In my opinion, it's the best image generator out there. Although some people would, say that Dolly 3 gives it a run for the money. I mean, the fact that it comes free if you already have GPT-4, so I guess if you're already a paying customer, that is a big benefit. All in all, very amazing tools, and I'll definitely keep you updated as this rolls out and see what we're actually seeing out of this model in production.